my god. I love this mug so much. Why did it do that? The only thing I can think is because I had water in here before, but it wasn't that cold, so I didn't think it would do this. Well, at least I got that on video. Ugh. I literally spilled the tea. I haven't even started talking yet, but it's already been spilled, so you know this is gonna be a good story. I hope you guys ready for this video because the tea's already getting spilled all over the floor. Okay, so round 2 of making my little tea introduction. To start a new series. I don't know if you could tell by the sad failure of an intro that I just made and put in the front of this video, but I'm making a new series called Tea Time, so that's pretty much just gonna be us sitting here for maybe like 12 minutes, who knows, maybe half hour if it's really juicy. I'm gonna be gossiping about shit that goes on in my life. I just want to share it with you guys because my friends find it funny. I find it funny like a couple months later, okay, not during the time. Girl, tea is gonna be spilt, but hopefully not like the beginning of this fucking video. That was one of my favorite mugs, that's why I wanted to use it, but now I'm stuck with this plaid one, which is okay, but I mean, we can probably upgrade, you know, in the future. Get cozy, go get your own tea or coffee, whatever you want. We're just gonna get right into the video, and I know I'm not being very original when I say tea time. I know it's probably been used. I know everyone spills the tea. I could probably be more original, but until that day comes, it's just gonna be called Tea Time, and I'll let you know when it changes. So the first bit of tea that I want to spill with you guys is something that happened to me a couple months ago. I think it was in October, so I'm kind of like over it now, and I'm okay. I don't have any contact with this person, so I'm okay to talk about it. But pretty much, this is the scariest date I have ever been on. I'm not really experienced with dating strangers in general, but I don't think that it's supposed to go like this. I was at work and I had a customer come in and we were talking for a little bit. He was kind of cute and he was like flirting with me. Before he left, he asked for my number. I gave him my number. He was going to work and he travels for work, so he was gone for 2 weeks. And then during the 2 weeks that he was out working, like he was still in the same country, so he could still like text and stuff, but we texted like almost every day, and he seemed like a really cool dude, and I was like kind of looking forward to hanging out with him. I don't know how to explain it, and I couldn't put my finger on it, but there was just something off about how he was talking to me. We were deciding where we're gonna meet, and I found out he lives like maybe 2 hours driving distance from me. So he brings up meeting in downtown Vancouver because that really is in the middle between both of us. I mentioned like, oh, like if we meet downtown, like I don't know where to park because I've never actually driven downtown before. So then he texted me back and he's like, oh, this is really awkward because I was kind of expecting you to pick me up and like have us drive around. I kind of felt uncomfortable with that. I was like, do you know what I mean? Like I've never really met this person. I've only talked to him one time. I've only seen him once, and that was at my work, and he wants me to drive us around. Like me personally, I know everyone's different, but I'm really cautious with people, especially when I'm just meeting them, and like I find that really weird to be like alone with someone. Like, you should just be mentioning like a place to meet and park, not expecting me to drive us. I don't know, it was kind of weird. So then he started going off and mentioning that he doesn't have his license because he had a DUI and he hasn't had his license for like months. And I was like, oh, don't worry, like I get it, like shit happens, like even though like. And then I was like, oh, like how long does it take to transit all the way from out there? And he was like, oh, it's gonna take me 4 hours. And I was like, it's gonna take you 4 hours to transit all the way to our meeting point? Like, why the fuck would you do that? 4 hours. 4 hours. It just didn't seem normal. This guy didn't really seem normal anymore. I was like, okay, this is really weird. So it was like a day before we were supposed to meet. I was kind of going back and forth. There was one part of me where I wanted to, okay, maybe he is a really good person. Maybe he just is really interested and he wants to come and, you know. But then there was another part of me that was like, okay, like this is kind of weird. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna think about it in the morning, like I'll decide what I want to do. But in my opinion, if you girls or guys ever have like a bad gut feeling, I would just go with it because there's a reason why you're having that bad feeling. So when I woke up, I just had this message from him that was like, hey, I'm already on the bus, like I'll meet you at 1. And I was like, oh my god, he's already like on his way. And I remember like I kept texting him like, are you sure you want to come? Like 4 hours is kind of a lot. Like I don't know if I can even spend that much time with you. I was trying to message him and be like, you know, I don't know if you should come. Like I'm meeting my granddad for dinner at like, for his birthday at 3. So we're only gonna have like an hour or 2 to chill. Like is it worth like busing here for 4 hours? Like busing for 4 hours to come see me for an hour? He's like, no, that's fine. Like I'm gonna meet you. Like it'll be cool. Like I'll make a day trip out of it. And I was like, okay. He already left, so I was just like sitting there, and I remember like feeling so obliged to hang out with him. Like I don't know, I just felt so uncomfortable at that point. I just had this really bad gut feeling in my stomach. I was like, I don't want to meet him anymore. Like this is really weird. Like he's just already left. Like he hasn't even, I don't know. Kept wanting me to meet him at bus stops that would require me to drive us from the bus stop to somewhere else. Like they were kind of in like secluded areas. I wasn't okay with that. Like I don't know, I just wasn't getting good vibes. Like I kept trying to push meeting somewhere public. So I was like, no, like I'm gonna meet you at the mall. Like I'll meet you there. So he was like, okay, well we'll meet there, because I wasn't gonna meet him otherwise. Like, are you kidding me? Like, no. Then we decided to meet up at a restaurant in the mall. He was like, hey, like I'm really close to the restaurant. Like, do you want to leave now? Driving there, I had a bad gut feeling, but I was like, you know what? Like I'm probably just psyching myself out because I don't normally go on dates with strangers. So I was like, but then another part of me, as I'm like explaining this, I'm just like, okay, shit, this is actually kind of weird. As I got to the parking lot of the mall, I had this phone call from him and like a voicemail because I didn't hear it when I was driving. I listened to the voicemail that he left on my phone, and it was like him talking to the server, saying things like, oh, I hope she's not freaked out. Like, I hope she's not scared off by that. Like, girls aren't used to that sort of stuff. And I was just sitting there like, what the fuck? In my head, I was like, dude, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Okay, don't laugh at me, but I called my grandma and I was like, grandma, like I'm gonna come over in like an hour or so because I need to like talk to someone about how this date goes. And I was telling her, I'm like, I'm here. I'm super scared if I don't call you in like 2 hours. So I walk into the restaurant and I see him, and he had a drink waiting for me. Yeah, he had a drink waiting for me. And he's like, oh, like I remember you telling me over text your favorite drink was a mojito. Like I got one for you. And like instantly right there, I was like, huge red flag, motherfucker. That's like girl code 101. You don't drink something, you know? So I was literally like, I'm on antibiotics. Like I actually can't drink right now. Like I totally lied about that. I can drink, and I probably would have had a drink. And he kept saying like, oh, no, you can drink on antibiotics. Just drink it. You'll be fine. And I was like, no, like I can't. Like the doctor said I can't drink alcohol. And he was like, oh, what's wrong with you? He's like, is there something wrong? Like, oh, like, is there something weird? I remember I told, sorry, like I can't drink. Like that's really sweet of you, but like you can drink it. Like you just drink it, enjoy yourself. You're not driving. And he's like, no, I'm not drinking it. What the actual fuck, right? Like, what? So obviously it was drugged. Like there's no denying that. He won't drink it himself. You're just gonna leave a mojito there? Like, hunty, I would never leave a mojito. That's alcohol abuse, first of all. When I first met him at my job, he was like totally chilled and like relaxed, and like he had like a really chill vibe about him. But then when I met him, he was like twitching and like freaked. Like, it literally looks like he just did a ton of drugs and like met up with me. And he had this huge duffel bag with him. Like, it was fucking huge. Like, it looked like he was carrying his life. Like, it's like a bag that you bring when you go to the airport. Like a huge mother effing bag. Like, I don't know what the fuck's in there. Like, there could be rope, there could be handcuffs, like anything. I don't know who the fuck this guy thought he was to be coming. Oh my god, hunty. I was sitting there like, what the actual fuck is happening? So after that, I was like, okay, I need to get out of here. But I was just trying to be polite because that's just the kind of person I am. So I was like sitting there and he was like going off about his life. And he like literally did not let me talk the whole time. I was literally sitting there while he was going off. And then the waitress came and she was like, oh, so have you guys decided what you want to eat? He was like, oh, like you're gonna order a salad, right? And I was like, hi, can I have a double bacon cheeseburger with fries? Oh, and some mayo on the side? Bitch, no. I might be a girl, but that does not mean I'm ordering salad. Like, I was literally sitting there eating my food. He was just going off the whole time about himself. I couldn't even put a word in. The mojito was still sitting there. I was trying to figure out what the fuck was in that duffel bag. Maybe he thought he was sleeping over or something, but like... Bitch, just because you motherfucking transit for 4 hours, that's all on you. You are not obliged to come to my house. Like, I was like, okay, so I should probably be leaving now. Like, my granddad's birthday dinner starts soon and I have to leave a little early so I can get there on time. And he was like, oh, okay, like, no problem. Like, I'll walk you to your car. And I was like, I'm like, oh, like, that's okay. Like, I can just walk myself. And I think he got the vibe, like, I just was not interested at that point. You could see all over my face, I was just not into it, and I was just not feeling it. Like, when I don't like someone, or if I'm just not into a situation, like, my face, you cannot hide it at all. All I could think about was, like, he has to bus 4 hours to get home. Like, that is so fucked. That was literally, like, the scariest day I've ever been on. I don't want to put it out in the universe because I know shit could get real scarier. I'm knocking on wood. I'm knocking on my vanity. Knock on wood. I can't grab it. Is this even wood? So I hope you guys enjoyed my first tea time video / story time, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna call it tea time because girl tea just got spilled. The lesson that I want you guys to leave with from this video is trust your gut. Obviously, don't be scared to take new risks. But if you have a feeling that something is wrong, it probably is. There's more to come. I have a whole ton of other stories for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please hit like and subscribe if you want to see more videos, and I will see you very soon. Bye. Oh, fuck. Just spilled the tea everywhere. What is it with me and spilling tea? Peace out.